First question for the director. You're well known for your TV series, also as a musician. Boondocks is the first film.
Yes.
I guess that's something especially personal to you. Is that true?
It's very true. When I was sent the script, I realised that both the lead characters were me in a certain kind of way. When I was a kid, I used to make an awful lot of noise in our garden shed in the Welsh valleys, thinking that I was doing something kind of my own thing, following my own path, and then I was also useless with women, like Michael. So I really understood both characters from the inside out.
C'est vrai, quand j'écrivais le scénario, je me suis rendu compte que finalement j'étais un peu les deux personnages et que j'avais un peu les problèmes, même problème avec les femmes comme un des personnages dans le film que j'ai écrit.
Okay. Did you compose Caitlin character as a disturbance element? I mean, as a scenaristic effect, or was she the heart of your story?
We had to find her. The original script didn't include Kathleen. It was just two boys going to Glasgow.
La première fois qu'on a écrit, ça incluait pas Kathleen, ça incluait que les deux garçons et on devait l'inclure après.
And I had an experience when I was a young man traveling, and I met someone like her.
With blue eyes and singing.
No, she was crazy.
J'ai eu une expérience quand j'étais jeune où je voyageais et j'ai rencontré une femme comme elle, complètement folle.
But I just wanted them to meet someone who was the author of her own life.
Et je voulais que les deux personnages rencontrent quelqu'un qui était vraiment celle qui écrivait son histoire.
Someone who was nomadic and just moved from place to place.
Quelqu'un qui était nomade et qui bougeait d'un endroit à l'autre.
And I wanted them to explode the two boys so that they would see more about themselves.
Et que je voulais vraiment que les deux garçons explosent et qu'ils se rencontrent un peu plus eux-mêmes.
She's also a leader. She has masculinity in her. Whereas Michael and Thor are more vulnerable in a way. The mother is also very strong. Do you mean the women now are stronger than men?
I think masculinity is in crisis.
Yeah.
I think masculinity doesn't quite know where it should be now. And I find it quite interesting that women take the lead.
Je trouve qu'effectivement les hommes sont en crise et ils ne savent plus trop quelle direction prendre et je trouve que c'est les femmes qui prennent cette direction-là, qui prennent l'avant.
What were question for this week? What were the director set for your characters?
What was the?
What was his way to direct you?
I think the main thing with Phil is that he had a lot of kind of trust that you would have created this character yourself, and then you would show up and you would have discussed it. Like our rehearsal was just talking about the script and just figuring out how we saw my audition, and your audition was just drinking in a bar talking about this movie. And
sa façon de diriger était très libre. Il nous laissait faire ce qu'on pensait, ce qu'on ressentait. Et au moment de l'audition, finalement, c'était deux personnes qui étaient bourrées au bar et qui se parlaient de la vie.
And I think the whole the way of dealing with this script was to just make it as real as possible, and to, you know, we would show up with our characters and we would be here, and then Phil would guide us rather than force us or push us, and it would come to here, and it was just kind of a cooperative thing, I think.
Et ce qui était super dans ce film, c'est que il voulait vraiment qu'on emmène la vérité dans le film, et on venait avec nos propositions, on arrivait à un niveau, et finalement avec son guide, il nous emmenait un peu plus haut, et du coup on emmenait vraiment un peu plus de.
I think the key to filmmaking is great casting.
le clé pour faire un très bon film, c'est un très bon casting.
And each of our characters is encapsulated.
Et chacun de nos
They are
personnages
those people, not entirely.
sont ces gens-là, pas entièrement.
I hope not.
J'espère
A
pas.
little bit.
I'm not.
It's a compliment.
I don't sniff beds.
Not that we know of.
Drink
but-
bathwater.
What about you?
Go on, man, you go.
Well, in terms of kind of meaningful relationship, no, basically, I kind of showed up to the audition like a kind of wee overexcited parrot. Do you know what I mean? I just couldn't stop talking because I was just really buzzing and really excited about the whole thing. And
Je suis arrivée comme un perroquet. J'ai parlé, et puis j'étais tellement excitée que j'ai pas arrêté.
that
was
shows
good.
exactly what I did in the audition. Really, I just kept on talking. So I basically showed up and I had this kind of idea of the character that I wanted to kind of portray, and I kind of Phil had the same kind of vision as I did, and we kind of just worked together and kind of built it that way, you know.
J'avais une idée en arrivant au casting, qu'est-ce que je voulais emmener et être pour le personnage, et finalement ça a marché, et du coup le réalisateur m'a guidée à emmener un peu plus de ce que j'avais emmené.
Can I say that we saw Christy one day before we were due to start filming? We didn't have an actor.
Yeah.
Je voulais juste préciser que la
No,
veille...
no, it's a choice. It's a definite choice.
Je voulais préciser que la veille du tournage, on n'avait pas encore ce personnage, on l'a casté la veille. Donc, je voulais juste-
You were the character, but you were talking too much.
Yeah, well, that's
He came in.
That's it.
We just didn't know what to do. We just didn't know if we would have this person. And he walks in with a guitar case, and he's like, yeah.
On savait pas quoi faire la veille, et il est rentré avec sa guitare, parler.
And I said, stop talking, just shut up. Take your guitar out and play something.
Je lui ai dit arrête de parler, sors ton guitare et joue quelque chose.
He took his guitar out and he looked at the two women in the room and said, I'm going to seduce you now.
Il a sorti sa guitare, il a regardé les deux femmes dans la pièce, il a dit je vais te séduire maintenant.
And I thought, what a prick.
right.
I thought, what a prick.
Quel idiot!
But then he seduced them.
Et il les a séduits.
Good guy.
Good guy. And I said, you've got the job.
Tu as le boulot, je lui ai dit.
I should have won him over. Like,
That was a challenge.
yeah,
That was a challenge.
What was the challenge? Wasn't it?
And what about your character?
For me, Michael is me at 19, and having conversations with Phil, I think Michael is Phil at 19 as
Yeah.
well. So I sent him my self-tape, and Phil liked it. I thought there was absolutely no chance that I would get it because it just seemed like too good a job to be true. And then we met for a pint. We sat. We had a little talk, and it all seemed really great. And but
Quand
just
j'avais 19 ans,
yeah, sorry.
quand j'avais 19 ans, j'étais vraiment ce personnage, et pareil pour le réalisateur, quand lui il avait 19 ans, il était vraiment ce personnage, et j'ai envoyé une cassette auto-filmée pour le casting, et je me suis dit jamais j'aurai le boulot, et finalement on s'est rencontrés dans un pub, et on a parlé.
And we were looking at another actor for this. We were really keen on another actor. So I had to tell him that we were speaking to another actor, and he was like, yeah, fine.
Et puis on était plutôt attirés vers un autre acteur, et je lui ai dit que finalement c'est seulement un autre acteur, et il m'a dit bon mais c'est bon.
But I knew the other guy was wrong,
Mais je sentais,
and I
je
knew he was
savais.
right, but I couldn't say to him, you got the job, because we hadn't dealt with the other guy yet.
Maybe he pays his pint? No?
So that's what Phil did to me, and I had to wait 2 weeks. I had to wait 2 weeks of me going, so definitely haven't got the job, this is it, I'm done, I'm never going to work again, grand. And then it got to the Friday before they were due to start filming, and it got to 5:30, I think. 5:30, and end of business is 6 o'clock, and I was like, well, I haven't got this job. And I'm sat in my flat.
That's cruel.
By myself, exactly. Sat in my flat by myself, and I just thought, this is tragic. This is so tragic. And then I get a phone call telling me that I got the job and I needed to be in Glasgow by Tuesday. And I was just, okay. I hung up the phone and I looked around my flat and there is no one there to celebrate with.
This whole story is so sad.
It's so sad, but I just ended up dancing around the flat and just celebrating. And in fact, the celebration was very Michael as well. So it all ties in. But sorry.
Et du coup, quand il m'a dit que quelqu'un d'autre allait avoir le boulot sur moi, je me suis dit c'est bon, jamais je vais travailler. Et du coup, on était le vendredi, une semaine avant le début du tournage. À 5h30, j'avais toujours pas de nouvelles. Chez nous, à 6h, c'est la fin de la semaine, fin de l'horaire. Donc, je me suis dit, c'est bon, j'ai pas le boulot. Juste avant 6h, on m'appelle, on m'a dit, mardi, il faut que tu sois à Glasgow. J'ai regardé autour de moi, il y avait personne dans l'appartement. Donc, il a sauté, il a crié, il a dit finalement, c'est un peu comme le personnage. Et il était fou de joie.
I don't know how you do it, but
Yeah, well done. We've been putting you through your limits right here.
So let's talk about the cast now. So, how was the pub?
How was the pub?
Was it the same pub?
No. No, we had a different pub. I think we were just incredibly lucky to get the 3 people. Tara, we decided on like a year previous. We knew that we wanted her, but we had to just work around her and see who we needed.
Tell the story, how you met her.
We went.
On était très chanceux d'avoir ce cast. On a cherché, on a trouvé exactement les 3 personnages qui sont dans le film.
We had some money from the Irish Film Board, and so we went to cast an Irish lead, and we saw about 60 people. And Tara, when she walked in, I was like, that's possibly her.
On avait de l'argent un peu du fonds on avait de l'argent et on n'avait pas beaucoup et du coup on avait un peu d'argent et on avait des gens en Irlande et quand Sarah est rentrée dans la pièce, je me suis dit ça y est, c'est elle.
Sometimes when you cast, there's a little bit of magic happens and it redefines the person that comes in, redefines the role for you. They look different, they act different, but they're it.
Parfois, quand on casse, on a une idée, mais quand la personne rentre, il y a vraiment une relation qui se passe et ça redéfinit, ça réécrit un peu ce qu'on avait en tête. Et du coup, c'est vraiment ça marche.
She was insolent, rude. She was like Debbie Harry. That's what she was like.
Perfect. Mal élevée, elle était Debbie Harry.
That's what we were looking for. So, and she's got the most beautiful voice.
Aww,
beautiful
thank
voice.
You.
Elle a une voix magnifique.
I got really obsessive after that meeting as well because I was told that I would have a callback, but they wouldn't tell me when. So I ended up like booking a flight to London and calling my agent and saying I'm going to meet Phil because it had been about 2-3 weeks. I was like, can you get me a meeting with Phil? And they're like, Tara, you can't do that. Like, he's working on Downton Abbey. It's a Sunday. Of course not. And
moi, on m'a dit qu'on avait un callback et on m'a pas dit quand. Et du coup, je commençais à me dire, je vais prendre un billet pour Londres et je vais y aller. Donc, j'ai appelé mon agent et je lui ai dit, il faut que j'aille voir Phil. Et elle m'a dit, mais tu peux pas faire ça. Il est en train de tourner Downton Abbey. Tu peux pas juste débarquer.
And then, luckily, because it's Phil, he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was. Maybe you were like, oh, for fuck's sake, okay, fine, she's booked her flight.
No, I just wanted to be sure. I wanted to meet you again, so my first impression was the correct one.
But you did to me what you did to him. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
he said the first thing that he did when he sat down, he was like, okay, so obviously we like you, so you're shortlisted. And then kind of towards the end of the drink, I was like, can I just ask you, how many people are being considered? And you were like, you and one other. And I was like, well, it's me. funny though, isn't it?
Is that what you said?
There was a little wink right before I left.
Il a un peu fait ce qu'il a fait avec mon collègue. Il donnait pas de nouvelles et un jour au pub, je lui ai dit mais j'en suis où? Il y a combien d'autres personnes que tu envisages? Il a dit mais vous êtes deux. Elle a dit c'est moi alors.
Never give actors what they want. Give them what they need.
What was the challenge for her?
There was no challenge.
No challenge.
She was ready formed. She was there. That was it.
You heard her voice?
I heard her voice. I watched her on YouTube. They're all the same. They all came pre-programmed.
Ils sont tous pareils, ils sont déjà venus pré-programmés comme ils sont.
Great casting.
Well done.
Yeah, no.
Good job.
Yeah. I think I think you guys drew the short straw. I drew the big. You know what I mean? I got so lucky. Like, you know what I mean? I shouldn't be here. Yeah.
J'ai trop de chance, je devrais pas être là.
It's not true.
C'est pas vrai.
So you shot in Shetland, in Scotland, in Ireland?
We shot in Shetland for 2 days, and then we shot in and around Glasgow for about 2 or 3 weeks.
You didn't shot in Great Britain?
We shot in. We should have. I thought we were going to get a big bus and sit on the bus for 2 weeks and drive down through Scotland and shoot.
So you didn't shot in England, I mean.
We didn't shoot in England. No, England has nothing to do with this film.
Okay, it's kind of England Lit or something like this.
It has nothing to do with England. Take England out of the equation.
Yeah.
It's the Celtic nations.
Yeah.
It's Wales, Scotland, and Ireland.
It's the original,
Yes.
the original
Brittany,
nations.
you know?
And Brittany. Now Brittany, yes, yes.
Ça n'a rien à voir avec l'Angleterre. C'est pas un film celtique, c'est pour sortir l'Irlande, l'Islande, l'Irlande, Écosse et Pays de Galles.
We consider ourselves a European film.
Yeah, yeah.
C'est un film européen.
That's great.
You told when presenting the film to the audience that it was about a modern rebellion. Could you explain what you mean by modern?
Yeah, I just think rebellion used to be, I always try and explain this, but I think rebellion used to be going out, taking a lot of drugs, not really being yourself, being out of your own mind, saying fuck the system. And those elements, somewhat, definitely the fuck the system is in the movie, but to me modern rebellion is more about having the courage to be yourself, you know, trying to become politically aware, even trying to is a big thing at a young age.
Au début, donc moi je pensais que la rébellion était plutôt prendre des drogues, se défoncer et faire n'importe quoi. Et finalement la rébellion c'est plutôt assumer notre personnage, assumer le caractère qu'on est. Et c'est plus aller vers cette émancipation.
And just, yeah, having the courage to follow your dreams, no matter what it takes, and the bravery to fall in love, fall for the girl. And yeah, that to me is what modern rebellion is, and I think it takes a lot more than what it used to be. So I think this movie we tried to encapsulate that.
Et je trouve que la rébellion moderne, c'est plutôt prendre le courage à vivre nos rêves, aller coûte à coûte vivre ce qu'on a à vivre, peu importe ce que ça engage, et aimer la fille qu'on a envie d'aimer. Et c'est ça le courage, et pour moi c'est ça la rébellion moderne.
You think your generation is taking less drugs than before?
No.
And you think that people
No.
are more traveling or more escaping?
I think people are taking way more drugs, which is why I think it's more rebellious to not do that.
Yeah.
I think it's more commendable to actually try and be successful with your dreams, and you know that's quite a controversial thing because a lot of young people will, and I'm not gonna get into that, but I do think it takes a lot more to go your own way and not to follow the crowd and do what the crowd are doing.
Yeah.
Non, au contraire, je trouve que les jeunes aujourd'hui prennent plus de drogue. Et pour moi, c'est ça la force, c'est ça le courage, c'est de ne pas rentrer dans ce système-là et de se défier et de ne pas rentrer dans un système. Et je ne rentrerai pas là-dedans, mais je trouve que c'est ça le courage. C'est d'être vraiment profondément soi et pas suivre un système.
Do you agree with that?
I made this film for my kids. I want my children to see it. At a young age, I decided what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a filmmaker, and it was a really hard road to travel. But I want my children to choose their own roads and to really pursue that thing without giving up I don't mean being successful in any capitalist way, because I disagree completely with capitalism, but I want my children to be happy and to author their lives.
Moi, j'ai vraiment fait ce film pour mes enfants. Quand j'étais jeune, j'ai toujours su ce que je voulais faire. Je voulais être réalisateur et c'était très difficile d'en arriver là. Et quand je pense à mes enfants, j'ai envie qu'ils fassent ce qu'ils ont envie de faire. Je suis anticapitaliste et je tiens à faire ça. Donc voilà, je trouve que pour mes enfants et pour d'autres gens, c'est très intéressant de montrer ce film.
Let's talk about the music now. How did you work with Anton Newcomb, the leader of Brian Johnson Massacre?
I've been a fan of his for years and years, and when I saw the script, I saw that there was this genius, this guy who has an extraordinary ability.
Je suis fan depuis ça, depuis des années et des années, et quand j'ai vu le script, je voulais que mon personnage ait cette force et cette habilité.
But I needed it to be a real ability. I didn't want to go to a composer and say, write me something in the style of a genius. How would that be?
Mais je voulais, j'ai trouvé un compositeur et je voulais qu'il emmène son monde et je voulais pas cette habilité je voulais qu'il emmène son style.
So I thought I'll just find someone who is an actual genius and I'll ask. So my friend knew Anton and I emailed him and I was just lucky. I just thought if I can't get Anton, I'm not going to do this film because I don't know quite what I'll do to work out that sonic identity.
Yeah. Du coup, je me suis dit, il me faut un génie. Et donc, quand j'ai contacté Anton, je me suis dit, il faudrait qu'il me propose quelque chose. Et je me suis dit, si j'avais pas lui, comment je vais faire pour faire ce film? Je pourrais pas le faire. Donc, j'ai vraiment trouvé un génie et il a pu faire ce que je faisais.
And I caught him at a time when he was desperate to do soundtracks. People had been using his music, like Boardwalk Empire. I mean, a lot of Hollywood films had been using his music, but no one had ever asked him to score an entire film.
Quand je l'ai rencontré, il n'avait pas de travail, il a déjà fait des grandes choses, like Boardwalk Empire et d'autres films comme ça. Mais quand je lui ai demandé, il avait jamais vraiment fait un film entier où il avait composé pour le film.
And he just said yes.
Sorry guys.
Il a juste dit oui.
And what about the final song? It's very musical, and you chose not to use the sensitivity of her voice because she's only whispering. She's not.
Oh, in the club.
The final
yeah,
song.
the big song in the club.
The final scene.
In the club,
yes,
where they play, where Thor plays, and
yes.
We chose not to use her voice.
Not too much.
Yes, we did.
She's only whispering.
That's kind of. I have my own particular type of singing style, and I was in the studio with Anton when we were writing that, and his idea was to do something. He was like, let's just do something that's, I don't really give a fuck.
Moi, j'ai un style particulier de chanter, c'est plutôt justement du chuchotage. Et j'étais avec Anton au studio à ce moment-là. Et on a écrit ensemble. Et Anton a dit, mais moi, je m'en fous.
And I was like, yeah, that's kind of how I sing anyway. So it just kind of happened that way. We wanted to do something that was just this kind of speaking style. And that's my voice. My voice is either really, really loud or really, really quiet. But I think the point was that it was something different.
De toute manière, comme je disais, c'est comme ça que je chante. Et on voulait emmener ça. Et soit j'ai une voix qui est très forte, soit très discrète. Et c'est ce qu'on a joué avec ça.
In terms of the story, it was Thor's gig. It was Thor's big moment anyway, so there was like an equal. Okay. So it was Thor stepping up, and people going, "Yeah, that's great." In Shetland, they were like, "Oh," but in Glasgow, they were like, "Fantastic."
Parce que quand c'est un histoire, c'était vraiment le moment de Thor. Du coup, c'était en ce moment, et à Glasgow, ils étaient à fond, ils étaient hyper contents, et dans les Shetland, ils étaient pas du tout accueillis.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.